Hi everyone, hope you're doing well today. I'm Marlene Moore and this is video number 11 in our adult learner group. And good to announce that this video is for intermediate students. Intermediate. So if you're a beginner, please go back and review videos 1 to 10 because I'm now doing the intermediate group for the adults. And some of this may be a little bit too hard for you. If not, well, just continue on, but you'll have to judge that for yourself. Anyway, I must apologize for taking so long to do this next video. But you know, I live near Los Angeles and it's been so hot that it was impossible, just absolutely impossible to do any videos. And then I was away for a couple of weeks. So anyway, here we are, and hopefully we'll do another 5 or 6 videos. So I hope you've got your books. You're going to need books 4, 5, and 6 right away because that's what we're doing. Back to Basics, as you know, is based on love, achievement, freedom, and fun. And if it's not, then something's wrong. Your books are available from jwpepper.com/myscore/Marlene Moore. You will also find that in the comment section outside when you're finished. Back to Basics is dedicated to note reading, sight reading, improvising, technique, composing, memorizing, and performance. Most piano teachers teach, well, traditional piano teachers anyway, teach one thing, and that's sight reading. And they teach you about rhythm and about what notes are. But to me, music is much more than that. So I try to teach you a whole lot more, and that's what the Back to Basics books are all about. There are 10 books. Here's book 5. There are 10 books. They all look the same. The white background with the black grand piano. And they've got some little colored notes up here. So for our intermediate group, we need books 4, 5, and possibly book 6. So make sure you get those as in today. I hope by now you have considered whether or not you will join our group on Facebook. It's called Back to Basics Piano Teachers and Students. And I will also print that out, or type that outside in the comments section. We learn a lot in our group, and it brings you up to date every day on what we're doing. Speaking of the comment section, I was looking at all of the comments from video number 1 to video 10, and thank you very much for those lovely comments. And I decided to motivate you and to motivate me that we would have a winner. And I read through all of the comments, I put everybody's name down, and then I put everything in a hat, and I drew one name from all of the comments from books 1 to 10. And here is our winner, Dana Luce. So, Dana Luce, if you are watching this, would you please get in touch with me because you have won one of my CDs. This CD is called Reflection, and it's got 10 pieces on it that you would like very much for piano and orchestra. So, Dana Luce, wherever you are, please get in touch with me either on Messenger or leave your address in the comment section because you have won a $20 CD. Good for you. Congratulations. Now, every time you put a comment in the section down below, after I do a video, your name will go into the basket. I will put your name in there. And then for the next video, which will be video 12, we will select the next prize winner, and it will be for a CD. Now that's worth leaving a comment for, isn't it? I think it is. While we're talking about books, before we go into anything else, if you have had problems with sight reading, with reading notes, be sure to get yourself book 1 and then book 2 of the series called Back to Basics Piano Playwright Book 1 or Book 2. Inside the books, you do a writing exercise of notes. It's nothing but writing and saying the note. And they're also available at J.W. Pepper. I'm a firm believer that if you can't see the note, say the note, hear the note, play the note, write the note, you don't know the note. And some people just, they're going E, G, B, D, M, and they're guessing. This will take away the guessing if you're having problems. Either people seem to be great sight readers or very, very bad sight readers. And unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be a middle road for sight reading. So if you are one of those really low kind of sight readers, you need the books. I'll share a secret with you. I used to be a really bad sight reader when I was a child because I was never taught in an auditory way. Nothing was ever reinforced. It was just you point to the note and you learn one painful thing at a time. That didn't work for me, and it doesn't work for a lot of people. The E, G, B, D, F, and F, A, C, E mnemonics also don't work for anybody. It's not the best way to learn. Write the note out. Say the note. These books are for you if you're struggling with sight reading. Okay? All right, let's talk about rhythm. Here we go. Here are some rhythms. I hope you can see that from where you are. I need glasses for this. As you get older, you need glasses. Here we go. I thought we just, you could test yourself this way to find out, are you intermediate? Are you still hanging in there in the beginner group? Don't try to push yourself. 4/4 time, counting. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and that's the way it's going to go, although we're saying 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 2 ways of counting this. I'll do this line, this measure. 1 and 2 and 1 and 3 and 4 and. All right? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Or you can say 1 and 2 and 3, 4. You get a little breathless putting all the ands in. So let's try the whole thing. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can clap along with these or tap a table so that you can hear yourself. I'm only playing this on the C above middle C. Let's do the second one. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next line. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. When you have a little dot after the quarter note, you say 1, 2, and then the next one is and, when there's an eighth note after it. So 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. We are only as good as how we can count a piece. There can't be any guesswork in counting. I thought you should know that. Here we go, 4/4 time. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Um, Also review your notes as far as your rests go. Whole note rest, same as whole note, and it's getting 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're holding it down for 1, 2, 3, 4. The rest, of course, doesn't play at all. So when we have 2, 1, 2, you have the 2 count rest, half rest it's called. So 1, 2. Quarter rest goes with the quarter note. Quarter note says 1. It also says 1. Eighth rest can't be counted by itself because it needs 2 of them, and it only gets a half a count, the same as the eighth note rest, which gets a half a count. So there would need to be 2 of them, and then we could say 1 and, or counting the rest, 1 and. Got that? Let's do one more down here at the bottom that has notes and rests in it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's a little exercise for you to do with notes and rests. Great. So we've done scales, chords, a little bit on arpeggios. I hope you're doing those. I saw a thing on Facebook today. It was a little cartoon that says something about I love doing my scales, and it was a picture of a very sad looking girl in the 17th or 18th century sitting there with a big long sad face on doing, and that was the caption, I love doing scales, which was a sarcastic remark, of course. I love doing scales. And you know, I should tell you, and I'm not being boastful or anything like this, this is just the plain, honest truth. There are no shortcuts in learning the piano. There are no shortcuts. There's no way around not practicing scales. You need to practice scales, chords, arpeggios, and everything else that's in the Brown Book if you're serious about becoming good at playing the piano. There are no shortcuts. There's no magic kind of formula that will allow you to go faster than you should. Some person on YouTube that's advertising how to play jazz or how to learn the piano in 3 months or what, it's all hokum. It's not true. I'll tell you right now. There are no shortcuts. Oh, sure, you can learn how to do this or anything like that, but you're not going to learn how to play well unless you sight read and learn how to develop your ear and do your scales and all of your other technique. I hope you know that by now, okay? Not trying to depress you, just trying to make it a little bit easier. So, last time we left off at Lullaby in book 4. So, get your book 4 out, turn to page 17, because I don't think at this angle you're going to be able to see all of that music. I can't talk and do the whole trip. So, you need that book. Page 17 is Lullaby. Let's talk about Lullaby because that's where we left off. Right hand, left hand. Left hand is not in the left hand, you notice, because there's no bass clef. There's just a treble clef. And this means 2 treble clefs, which means we are playing the right hand here and the left hand here in our usual place. Watch. do here. We've already had lullaby. Sleep, my baby. And we've already had teeter-totter. And there's a few of the other this one at the end. So there's not much to do there except to learn your notes in the right hand and learn which teeter-totters go where. We could also do it in chords, couldn't we? We could do it that way. I wrote it in Alberti bass, the teeter-totter, because I think it sounds better. That's why we find that here. So what would be the easiest way to learn this? Well, I would take one line at a time, which we call steps, put a little red mark at the end of each line or each step, and that means, you remember, stop, think, go, okay? So you won't try to just sight read everything all the way through, because that's a killer. That's really hard to do, because all we ever do is make mistakes in the notes, and then the next day you go back to the beginning, and the next day you go back to the beginning. So what happens? You only learn the beginning. We want to learn all the steps balanced equally. So take that first one. You might have to put a little red mark in there. That might be a place for you to stop, think, go. Or maybe you can keep going. Put a little stop sign in there. So we do that, the stop, think, go process all the way through. If you are not a great sight reader, I would 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I would do 6 stop signs there and stop each time. Make sure it's really done well with the right hand. And it's really done correctly with the left hand. And it's done correctly with both hands. And here's something you won't hear very often. Memorize that step. Just that step. Memorize it till you can look down here at your hands. Aha. You haven't heard that one before, have you? Unless you heard it from me. If you can't memorize one little step, you will be unable to memorize a whole piece, and you'll just get so frustrated. Memorizing frees you. It really gives you a kind of freedom. So I would really, really, really say to you, don't just learn the piano to learn notes. It's much more than notes. It's ear training. It's sight reading. It's memorization. It's performance. You need to know how to do all of these things. So with each measure here, let's take the second section. That is this. In step 1. Do that until you can play it with your eyes closed. Then the left hand. With your eyes closed. Okay? And then together. And all of the steps the same way. Okay? That sounds unorthodox, I know. Most people just read through the piece, make lots of mistakes, don't ever memorize anything. And we don't do things like that. Not around here. Okay, Little Bird, page 19. Oh, by the way, on page 18, you will see something called Finish the Melody. These are very important. These are found in my book that's called Finish the Melody. They help you with ear training. It's teaching you how to improvise, how to write out music and how to improvise. So don't leave out those pages. little bird we've met before. He was up here. He was flying up here. Today he's down here. And the I love you, except I love you is on an F. The love part's on an F. Little bird is written in F major. F to F. And the fingering is a little different. 1, 2, 3, fourth finger on B flat, thumb. Ends on the fourth finger. It's the only scale that does that. 4 over. 1, 2, 3, 4, thumb, 2, 3, 4. Don't play 5, because we're ending on an F. 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. Triads. Arpeggio. Alrighty. So, it's only in F major for the second half. The first half is in C major, this part. Now it changes into F major right here. And that's why we have the B flat in it, because the key signature, the scale of F major, has B flat. That's why the second half is transposed into F major. So do this the same. Little steps. Memorize the right hand of one step. Memorize the left hand of one step. Put those together, and what do you have? Yabba dabba do, a perfect piece. Here's one that doesn't necessarily have right hand, left hand together, but it has a copycat idea, and that's the name of the piece, is copycat. So the left hand copies what the right hand's doing. Ends in an octave. So C, D, E, F, G, right hand. C, D, E, F, G, left hand. Back down the hill. Now, starts on A. Copy. Down. Now, the next part's a little bit of a change because it's stretching an octave. It's 3 of them here and down, and then 1 each. Nice big fat chord there, and a nice big octave. Ta-da! It's done there. Alrighty? I don't think you need steps for this piece. You don't need to put it into little steps. Just copy whatever the right hand does. Have fun with that one. Now we're on to row or row your boat. Going down the hill, down the hill. Jump, and big jump. Down the hill. Skip, and big jump. So we've got C, B, A, G. C, B, A, G. What is that? What is that? We talked about that one other day. That is called a moving bass. Remember we talked about solid bass and Alberti bass and I love you? And by the way, if you're mixed up by now, if you're feeling frustrated, go back and review videos 1 to 10, because this might be a little too advanced for you. Okay? And that's not a bad thing to do that, because, you know, I move along pretty fast in these videos, and I would like you to have absorbed the lessons in the other ones first of all. And that leaves us for row or row your boat. What's it doing? Oh, that's not so hard. But now we've got a bunch of jumping around from C to G to E to C. And you need to practice that first, right away, all by yourself. C, G, E, C. Over and over again. And then, all right, together. Hands up and think F major. With that beautiful little B flat in it. And it's the same hand position, but we are on F, G, A, B flat, C. Playing the piano is all about patterns. You like patterns? I do. After a while, your brain will kind of attach itself to these patterns, or these patterns will attach to your brain. Every piece, unless it's an atonal, eclectic, avant-garde, modern piece, pretty much every piece that you will ever learn has a distinct pattern. And I used to say to my students, let's crack the code on these patterns. What is it saying? Let's crack the code. That's not so hard, is it? With just messing around with C to G. But then we have to crack the code of this jumping around starting from C. That's a little harder. Crack that code. And then start on G and go down the hill. Okay? I would do this in steps. This would be step 1. This would be step 2. This would be step 3. And same idea for here. This could be step 4. Step 5. Stop, think, go. Step 6. Got that? And of course you know the words to row, row, row your boat. This is not an easy piece at all. It's not easy. This old man on the next page, page 22, is a sight reading piece. I'm not going to play it for you. I know you know the tune. I want you to figure that out all by yourself. But I will play Happy Birthday, and if anyone is having a birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy Birthday is written in F major. Oh, won't it be fun if you don't know this piece to be able to play this for Grandpa's birthday or your mother's birthday or your child's birthday? It would be a nice surprise for them, for sure. Okay, so we are in F major. We need to learn the chords first. C, F, A, C, E, G. Now, B flat on the bottom, B flat, E, G, A, C, F. hard to play and talk at the same time. This is a very good opportunity for you to learn the pedal. I don't think you can see my foot from there, but anyway, the pedal will go down on the first chord. Pedal down, pedal up, down, pedal down, up, down, pedal up, down, up, down, keep it down, up, down. Okay, let's try those chords with the pedal. You'll be able to hear it. This is without the pedal. This is with the pedal. The pedal on the right, that's called the damper pedal. Okay, pedal goes down. 1, 2, 3. Now, when you get to the bar line, the first note on the first count, I've still got it down. Can you hear it? Here it is. It's going to go up, down. Right away, up, down. Don't clump, just kind of hint at it. And then the next one, up, down. Up, down. Isn't that pretty with the pedal? I think it is. If you want to get fancy, you could do a little improvising there. If you're a little more advanced than that, you could put in some arpeggios. If you want to put in arpeggios, though, you should probably play the piece up here. Maybe we're getting carried away. So, put that pedal down, up, down on the first beat. Up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And pretend this is the bottom right here. Here's your foot. Your heel is down on the floor. Your toe is doing this, like that. Okay? You have to practice that, like anything else. Okay, let's move on to good old Beethoven song that we've had in every book so far. G major. Somebody asked me, why do you say the name of the key before you go to play anything? Well, that gets it in my head, tells me how many sharps or flats it has. It says here F sharp. I know that F sharp is G major. How do I know that? Because I practice scales and I know my theory, and you need to know that too. Your circle of fifths, we're going to be talking more about that next week, if you don't already know your circle of fifths. And that tells you which key is in which scale, for which book, for which piece. Beethoven, this is in G major, and he's got sneaky because it's going G, and then A, and then B, and then C. Sneaking up on that D every time. We know this one so well that I'm wondering if we need to do it in steps. If you feel safer, do it in the steps that we've been talking about. I'm just going to look at how much time we've got here. We're doing very, very well. My goodness. Okay. See you next week.